Hey everybody, how are you today? Hope you're doing well. So do me a favor. Before we get started, I need for you to hit this like button. If you're not a subscriber, I need for you to do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. Also, check me out on IG, elevation_mentor. So today we're going to talk about the topic of relationships. In particular, why are so many people not married? In particular, why are so many Black people not married? This is from a woman's perspective. So feel free to chime in, leave your opinions, leave your comments. Whether you see this now or whether you see it later, feel free to leave your comments. So we're going to talk about several different reasons why this is happening. And you can feel free to leave your synopsis on why this is happening. So first and foremost, let's see. The majority of the people on my channel are men. So I will be talking to the men. There are a few women. Like I said before, feel free to chime in. Whether you agree, whether you disagree, either way is fine. Feel free to leave your comments. All right. So why are so many Black people not getting married? So first and foremost, I would say it's because you would rather work for Satan than for God. So, Satan is kind of reckless, just want to have fun, undisciplined. Whereas if you're following God, then you choose the right path. When it comes between what's right and what's wrong, you do what's right. So why are you not married? Because you rather work for Satan than to work for God. Another reason I would say is the music, the culture, rap music in particular. So rap music is doing a good job destroying brilliant young minds. And rap, that is not us. That's not us at all. Let's see some other reasons. I would say just plain laziness. Just plain laziness. So there are some good men out here who are young, and I see them, who wanted a family and they went and got it. However, I see a lot of men who they're walking around and they're 45 years old and they've never been married. And you ask yourself, do you think that's normal or abnormal? I would say that that's abnormal to be a 45-year-old man walking around and never been married. And that's pretty common in the Black culture. So I would say just plain laziness. When you start getting up in age, because this takes effort. So too lazy to take the effort to look for a wife, to actually ask people out, to actually go out on dates. Laziness. It takes effort. So there's this phenomenon of not even approaching women, not even asking them out. You're just fine being single. You're not even looking. I'm not looking. So lazy, lack of effort. When you see someone that you may be slightly interested in, you just let them walk past. No effort. Maybe hey, maybe you don't even like women, but laziness. I would say you would rather blame the white man than to do your part in fixing the problem. So, I have heard from others before that this is what slavery did to us. So, what we're seeing is the effects of slavery. This absence of family structure. However, what is your part in solving it? So instead of trying to solve it, it seems like you just want to be by yourself. I am just fine the way things are. I would say wrong teaching, wrong teaching. Some people are taught that they should go sow their oats. Go sow your wild oats while you're young. Get it out your system. And you're taught that by men that are older than you. And that teaching is wrong. That's wrong. That's not how you behave as a man. So I think it's too many men that are out of the church. Like you have no relationship with God whatsoever. And I would say that that's a major problem. So God is the head, as opposed to listening to some older man who's giving you the wrong information. That's not how you conduct yourself in this world, and that's not how you treat women. So how would you like for your daughter to be treated like that? I would say, you never taught the value of marriage. So if there's any mothers in the room listening and you have a son, start early teaching them the value of marriage. Why is it important? Why should I why should I desire to be married? This thinking that marriage is a woman's dream, not a man's dream. Don't you think there's something wrong with that? That it should be equal. Either you both want it or you both don't want it, but not women dreaming for marriage and men running from it. I just think it's something wrong with that paradox. So I would say lack of teaching. You don't know the value of marriage. You don't know why it's important. All you see is negativity. All you see is people sharing their negative stories. And the people who are loving each other and loving being married are quiet. They're not saying anything. And that's probably the way it should be because that's how you protect it by keeping quiet. But too much negativity, all you're seeing is negative stories. And on top of that, you were never taught the value of marriage. So you're thinking, I don't want to be married. Women are annoying, right? All negative stories. And the people who are loving it, they're going to love it privately. So this whole I don't want to be married. That's where we're at right now in the minds of most men. I wouldn't say all men. I don't want to be married. That's where we're at. And then you wake up at the age of 50 and you're thinking, maybe I'll think about marriage. 50 years old. So marriage is something that should be taking place at around the age of 30, not 50. So waking up at the age of 50. Also, I would say the men who are the leaders in the culture, the men who are the leaders in the culture. Who are our leaders? I could think of one example. Pastors, pastors. Now, when they get up on the pulpit, they are not encouraging marriage. Do you think there's something wrong with that? I do. So, pastors not encouraging marriage. In fact, their message is wait, wait. And then look out into the crowd of the audience. How old is the congregation? Maybe they're in their 70s and the message is wait. They're 80s. What? You got 80-year-olds in the congregation. And the message is wait. So I think it's something very, very wrong with that. That the leaders are not encouraging marriage. So people don't seem to know the importance of family. The other races, they know the importance of family. There's no question about it. No question about it. Also, I would say that the government is involved in this. The government is involved in this, and there is a secret program. It's called Havana Syndrome. It's spelled Havana, if you like to look it up. Um, and one component of this program that you're not aware of, but I am, and I'm going to share it with you. What they do is they pay people to get involved in fake relationships. They pay men to do this, and they also pay women to do this. So all this raggediness out here, all this raggediness, raggedy talk, raggedy actions, a portion of it is actually street theater. It's not even real. And this will be exposed eventually, but right now it's undercover. So keep in mind that the government has their hand in this still. All right. And I would say that all men, all men are not players. Everybody is not out here being irresponsible. Everybody is not out here sowing their oats. There are men out here with no kids. We have a different thing going on here. No kids, not sexually active, and just plain not interested. Yeah, so I think it was interesting because I was listening to Moody Radio one day. Anybody familiar with Moody Radio? I was listening to Moody Radio one day, and they were talking about what it means to die to self. What it means to die to self. And so he was saying for singles, that means no sex. And I can relate to that. But then he talked about married people. What does it mean to die to self? And he said for married people, it means that men cannot sleep with multiple women. And I said, you men are really weird, weird human beings. That to die to self means you can't sleep with multiple women. So you want multiple women that bad that is actually a dying to self to be married, to have only one woman is dying to self. I said, you men are really strange. That is really strange. It seems to me that you would cherish that woman. That one woman would be enough. That the love would be strong enough to be satisfied with one woman. Because that's what the woman wants. The woman, she wants to be the only one. You know, whether that's realistic or not, she wants to be the only one, not you wishing you could be with other women. You know what I mean? It's so strange how men and women are so different. Like, that is one of her utmost desires, that she would have a man that would just love her and cherish her so much that that he doesn't want anybody else. That she is the only one that he wants. And then his mind is somewhere else. It's so strange to me how. So, but I guess that's how it is. So this is us. This is the Black culture. All right. It's really messed up. It's really messed up that you would not want to be married. See, other races, they get it. They get it. They know how important family is. And for you not to know how important family is, you should know. You should know. And then regardless of what slavery has done to us, are you just going to sit around and blame people, or are you going to get up and do something about it? It's really messed up. So that is what I have to say in regards to this whole marriage thing. Feel free to leave your comments. Feel free to leave your opinions. One other note I would like to give, I would like to give some unsolicited advice to the men. The majority of the people on my channel are men. If you are dating anyone and you have no plans of marrying her, do yourself a favor and do her a favor and let her go. Stop wasting our time. All right. And then hopefully, my hope is that you would get to the point of really knowing how important family is and going and looking for your wife. This takes effort. Looking for your wife, not just sitting around. Um, you're going to wait for her to come to you. You're going to wait for her to drop out of the sky. Or maybe you don't even want a woman because you don't like women. So my hope for you is that you would just see from a different perspective on how important family is and that you would do something about it. All right? So do me a favor. Before you leave, I need for you to hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, I need for you to do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. Also, feel free to leave your comments, whether you agree or disagree. Either way is fine. And check out my hat collection because I will be putting that in the pin link below. Thank you for listening, everyone, and have a good rest of your day. And on your way out, hit that like button.